Hello, and today we are starting a brand new journey on a completely new server called Vanilla Grove, and as the name suggests, it is a completely vanilla nomad server. Also, this SMP or server, it isn't really an SMP, has a dynamic map. So as you can see here, this is the map. You can zoom in, you can see every detail, and it's also 3D. All the progress of players is visible, but has a limited render range, as you can see here. Every single Minecraft world, apart from the lucky ones, starts with a wooden pickaxe, so let's get some cobblestone. And also, the spawn is fabulous, I have to say that. Mining cobble and making a stone pickaxe immediately and saving it as a part of history and progression. I got all the starting tools and I was on my way to my base location. Thanks to the map, I found it relatively quickly and it was perfect for the projects to come. Sailing by boat and the directions on the map, it took a few minutes to get there. Unfortunately, the sun was starting to fall behind the horizon, so I had to move quickly and steadily, finally arriving at our destination. I have to fight off all the mobs. Also, I have a desk near a window. I can't see a thing right now. Fighting off all the mobs and trapping an Enderman successfully, but killing it unsuccessfully. I got the Easy Express all the way back to spawn. Because of the sheer overload of mobs, I couldn't make any progress at getting a bed. Whoa, that is a good bow. Thank you. And instead of logging off, I stayed the whole night. Okay, that was pure skill issue, but surely it won't happen again. It happened again. Getting all of my things for the last time. And just like Steve looked at his wrist or something, I don't know, it was daytime. It's honestly sad that this is the second time I'm seeing this view. If I get mining fatigue, that would be the greatest, and I mean greatest start to a server. Here it is. Crafting a bed and avenging myself by killing the Enderman. I then set up the squad and chopped down some trees for more visibility and for the spruce logs. As the night fell, we got him. Chicken jockey. After that, it was time for major progression. I got some iron on the island, made a shield and a bucket, and then made a wheat field which would provide us with bread at the end. But because I needed food fast, I killed a bunch of fish. Going through a cave and getting some coal for torches, it was time to find a bigger cave. So I ran and ran and ran until I made it to a little cave opening, which led us to a bigger, lush cave. I jumped right in, fighting off the mobs using the water as a shield. And I then found out that the cave uncovered a mine shaft, breaking magic and getting a lot, and I mean a lot of iron. Fighting some mobs and getting even more iron. I then made myself a full iron armor. Taking my furnaces back, I found a cave spider spawner and then an even bigger cave, which was full to the brim of mobs. It was smooth sailing for a while, but after that, disaster struck. Just kidding. Oh! I was determined to get everything back. I followed my steps back to the cave, but I got lost and I then found out I absolutely cannot go there without any gear whatsoever. I got my tools back and made it back. The mobs made me hide in the corner. I made a way below using the water from the aquifer, but there was nothing. I went back into the grind, now even faster, getting all the things I would ever need. Oh wait, this is gonna take a while. I got most of the armor back, and then I packed my things away. I made it back to the dead man place and fought off mobs so that they wouldn't bother me as I was mining my diamonds. With those diamonds I made a pickaxe. Zombies and spiders were gatekeeping the rest of the cave, but being the god gamer that I am not, I got by and mined the rest of the diamonds in that cave. But I ran out of the limited food I brought, and I had to use rotten flesh. Funny thing, I got lucky with that crisp 4% chance and didn't get the hunger effect after both of the rotten flesh eaten. On the way back, more mobs. and even more mobs. And after that, you know what? Even more mobs. But I made it out of there unscathed. Finally going out and substituting the rotten flesh with glowberries. And I did it. I made it back home, safe and sound. Oh no. I then made some diamond tools, and after that even a chest plate and the rest of the iron armor that I was missing. Alright, we have a bit of gear, we have all the tools, and we are still living here, I guess. So, now we should get probably some materials. I have already been collecting some spruce logs. Let's get the rest of the materials for the base, and after that we can build it here, create like a storage area, and after that we will get the rest of our armor to diamond. I don't even want to go exotic with like, I don't know, terracotta or some concrete, something like that. I just wanna go basic with the things that will be found here in kind of this area. So like spruce, wood, stone, diorite, granite, something like that, and also some blocks to add to like a gradient, which I won't be doing like many people, from dark to light or dark to light in the opposite direction. I will basically shade some things. It will be like painting. I have already tried it and I quite like it, but I don't have, as you can see here, I don't have Lightmatica, so it isn't that I am just going to plop a build right here and then I am going to go layer by layer. No, I am going to create an original building right here with the materials we will farm. First, I dug for some stone and started the terraformation process, where I wanted to go for like a blocky landscape. Hold on, let me show you what I mean by that. You can see these large stone blocks being carved out. I feel like this amount of cobblestone will be enough, because I won't use it for like base, but it will be like a mixture of blocks. That's why I am also cooking up the stone and gonna get some andesite and also gravel. Nobody really uses it as a building block as far as I've seen, and I think it's a shame because it has like a darker than stone, lighter than cobblestone shade. It really works with that kind of basic gradient, and I feel like the house will be over here, so the mine could be like over here. So I started digging. And digging. And digging. And digging. Until I got to the bottom. Oh wait. How? How? Honestly, I am baffled. I then pillared up using the gravel I found without any consequences whatsoever. No way. pouring water all the way through and swimming down. I then patched up all the holes and destroyed the gravel for a smooth way up and down. We can break this, and now we have a way we can fall down and a way we can swim up. Mining until I found diamonds. It took a while, but eventually we found them without dying a single time. Progress. Now we are still missing quite a bit of materials. I want to have acacia and I want to have mangrove. On spawn there were many tropical spots with the jungle and acacia, so I guess the warm biomes are in that area, so I will take a look over there. I took my boat and went on a long journey, getting to the first main stop, Acacia. Chopping down some trees and getting the saplings. I don't know, the map, I would do it so that you have like a week to settle and to find every place by yourself, and then you will be able to just look at the map, see what you missed. Yes, it is great to see the progress of everybody at every time. This feels like cheating. I found myself again on the way for more stuff, finding a nice jungle area. Also, we have a coral reef. We have... Wait, is that also red sand? Yes. So we have terracotta, we have a desert, so sand. And we have jungle, which I am not going to bother getting like many saplings. Short grass. Going to the deserts nearby. Usually deserts were plain. Now they actually look pretty nice. I believe that you can actually bone meal them to get more of the short grass. I was thinking about the gradient for the terrain, and I think cyan terracotta because it is gray. Fighting off the bad guys that are the pillagers. We have a lace. I don't like a lace, sorry. And let's keep this for somebody else. Let's grab the potato. I ran into the mesa for the terracotta. I got a stack of that, and again I was on now even a longer journey to the mangrove swamp. I took the propagules and chopped down a single tree, and again away we went. I thought we were way closer to the water. I guess not. I made my way to my friend's base thing, where we chatted for a while and I finished the journey back on the island. Here's the way, and honestly it looks like a little munchkin dude. I am so dumb, I forgot the sand, but I should probably be able to get enough sand from the rivers. I just need to set up a little cactus farm right here. Also, did you know that you can place bamboo on sand? I didn't until recently. I believe it was pretty successful because we have the acacia, we have the propagules, we have cocoa beans, we have bamboo. What do we have? We have the short grass, we have wildflowers, we have the firefly bush, we have an armor trim, we have sugarcane. For some reason, there is not much over here. As you can see, nothing along the coastline. Here are all the materials we have gathered so far, and I continued on the land prep. Some of our trees have grown already, so let's chop them up, chop them down. No. I actually really like it. I really like how it turned out. This could be like, wait, let's get some signs. So this could be like a working area and stuff like that. A path over here. After that, I started laying down some cobblestone as a blueprint for the major walls. A hold for a tarp. This rock will probably have to go first, and to go around it, build a tree. I wanted to connect another building to it. This will also create a little space over here, which could be like, I don't know, like a bigger furnace, just ceramics and stuff. On 5. I continued and continued. We could have like a walkway up, a tower for the happy guest. Should I do it like this? I don't have the Zarel's map, so I can't even see the blueprint. Pillaring up to see my creation. Yeah, so this is the idea. Now we just have to go through and build it. And what about this area right here? This is gonna be like the border already. The working area started taking shape. I don't know about this. I wanted to have like a rock laying on the other 2 rocks. It would create like a secret area over there where we could have, I don't know, like a piston door or something like that, which would be cool. And I'm probably even going to do that, but they would probably want to have a cold room for meats, because they would have to either use salt or they can use just a cold room, which is, for instance, a cave. And I also want to have an area right here, way to basement. And here was the final plan. We can start getting a road planned out. This will be like a bay area. Over here there's gonna be a way. Here there will be like a big rock face. It would be better to have like a rock face over here to shield you from the harsh and very humid air from the ocean. A bench over here, looking over there at our fox friend. And maybe a tree right here. Somewhere here. This over here, I don't know if it will stay or if we just cut it down, but it will probably stay as like a bay area or maybe a boat workshop. I don't know if there could be a bridge somewhere over here, maybe over there or here, but this section of the river is pretty wide. And it was time for the main material gathering session. Firstly, mining many trees for the acacia and mangrove. The acacia will be used for texturing the walls and the mangrove for the roof. And secondly, going into the mines yet again for more materials. Now it is finally after all of those hours, time to build the base. So first of all, I will grab a bunch of cobblestone and a bunch of deep slate, which we will use to make the foundations. And I will just create like boxes of the materials so that we can see how high each of the foundations will be and what material are they going to be from. So that one will be stone and this one will be deep slate. I guess this is good, and right here I wanted to have the walkway up, which will reach exactly to it, and here we can have like a platform, I guess, with a staircase going up to it. And I don't know about this because it is reaching to all the way over here. If we would do this, it would be too narrow, but I guess we don't have exactly a different choice, because having a, like a staircase all the way over here doesn't really make sense. So let's just keep it like that. We could probably make it like it was built here after this building. So let's create like a mud brick packed mud structure with like wooden beams. I filled the walls with the desired materials. And probably because of this height profile, which is just 2 blocks, we will make it like a block taller. Also create a difference in height over here. Just like that. Now that we have the boxes, we can start doing the upper floors. And I don't know about that, if we will have like a 2-story, so 3 with this, or if it's too high. Excuse me, please. Or if it's too high, so we just do it like a 1-story building. Let's just start with the wooden beams, and after that we can think about it. And I am guessing 5 blocks should be enough. Also, one thing that I feel like is better for most of the people, if you have a shield and an axe, you can just right click, you have to shift and then right click to strip the logs, which for PvP it makes sense, but if more changes would be implemented, and then you could have like in options and I guess controls, like PvP enhancement or something like that. I went ahead and tried this 2-story fort using dirt. Yeah, that is too tall, I guess. That is too tall. So I tore it down and started filling the walls with walls. The chimney could connect to this, because this, we wanted this to be like a bigger furnace. We could have like one wall be just stone, and I feel like this side would be the best for that. I did just that and turned even the neighboring wall. I also wanted to have a wooden overhang. That will have to be wood because of the support, and this will be just a diorite, or maybe this will be birch, this will be oak, and the rest diorite. Following the plan, I didn't have the oak and birch, so I went into the nearby forest and chopped it down, as well as replanting so that it wouldn't look totally rubbish. I feel like this is enough, because we just need it. This will be also used for the shading, but the oak is purely for that one side, and I guess also like flooring and stuff like that. We can have like a 2 block tall planks trim, and on top of that we can have the free quad. We will add windows at the end, and here is the final side going in. So this is probably the So this is probably the main body of the base. Also, this thing needs to change, and this can just be spruce. I started putting on the roof, which, as we established, is out of mangrove with a little spruce trim going around. And I got a little visit, and he told me about his plans for his base, which were honestly very cool. It was my first time seeing the happy guest. This would be darker because it is under or by the building. So here is just a showcase of the texturing for the little roof. Yeah, so I'm going for this. You know, this is under the roof, it is by the building, so it will be darker. And over here we can see the highlights. I then put in a basic, very basic, just oak floor. For the diorite, I plan on doing diorite, then birch logs, and we also can have light gray concrete powder, and then white concrete powder, and we need ink sacs. Crafting a bit of both. Here you can see the gradient I am going for, and it went like this. I had to tear down the whole old wall, and after that I could replace it with the desired blocks. Just like that. A lot of people say, oh, you need shape and depth and depth, but you can actually create depth using just shading. For instance, this wall is completely flat. Or is it? After that, we will even take the spruce logs. We will replace them with some of them with mangrove and then oak. And that is everything. Oh wait, I forgot the beams. And guess what I did for the next 7 minutes? I am actually so sorry that I didn't finish this. I honestly am pretty happy with the result of, this episode and progress we have done. Around the base, we have a bit of gear, all the tools we will need. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. If you have not, well then just write a comment where I should improve, what I should change, and if you did, please tell me in the comment section why you enjoyed the video and click a like, and I shall see you soon. Bye bye. Nobody saw that.